This fourth episode was just meant for Joel and Ellie because now it's the Joel and Ellie show, and that's great. So I love that. Hey everyone, welcome back to Candid Cinema. I'm Amanda, otherwise known as AMXND Reviews on Twitter, Instagram, and Letterboxd. Today I will be reviewing episode 4 of The Last of Us, entitled Please Hold My Hand. Now, this episode's a bit shorter. It was 40 minutes, and I couldn't watch it on the Crave app here in Canada. And I don't know why that happened. So I had to kind of watch it on my TV provider. It was a weird situation. I just don't want this app to crash for people. It's like everyone's overloaded on the Crave app when The Last of Us drops on Sundays, and everyone's watching it. So that was kind of stressful last night because I wanted to get this review up. So I had to watch it this morning, and it was 40 minutes. I don't want to call it a filler episode. I've gotten slack for that term. I get that. But this episode is just more of an exploration of Joel and Ellie's relationship, which I'm completely for. I think they have amazing chemistry. I think that Ellie has a dark side to her, and Bella Ramsey's playing it so beautifully that this opening where she's like, she has the gun in her hand and she's like aiming it and she's looking, she's she's closing her eyes on either side and she's holding this gun, which is like, you don't want to see a kid holding a gun and kind of defending herself in general, but in this dystopian society, this apocalyptic life that they have to live in is kind of shocking. And it fits, don't get me wrong, within the storyline, but it's always like sad to see a kid who, is holding a gun in that case. But she just has this like look about her that there's something in her past that she's not quite telling Joel. And no one really knows. Well, those who have played the game understand the importance of Ellie, obviously. And we learn that slowly in the past couple of episodes. So it's just the fact that we don't know, the viewers who haven't played the game don't really know the extent of like why she's so special. And we're intrigued by this backstory. I know I am. I think that Bella Ramsey's doing an incredible job. So we just get to see them together. Of course, they take like Bill and Frank's stuff from the truck, sleeping bags, food, all of that. We get to see this banter for a good portion of the episode, and it's not boring because they're just so fun together. Like Ellie's throwing these like stupid jokes, these puns from this book, and he's a dad, so he understands these jokes because he's made these jokes. So it's even funnier that she's the one telling him. So she kind of does it as like an icebreaker, a get to know Joel, just so they connect, because you don't want them to feel empty and nothing towards each other. And I think that this fourth episode was just meant for Joel and Ellie because now it's the Joel and Ellie show, and that's great. So I love that. Again, in certain aspects, when you see the infected, when they go in and they kind of like see Phaedra, and you have Melanie Linsky come in and all of that whole sequence, you get to see how the world is outside of the QZ as well. And they did keep that level of suspense. I get that. But I think I don't know how they would have done this, but if they tacked in like episode 4 and 5 and they put it together, I think it would have made a bit more sense. And I think that's where it lost me a bit. I'm not saying this episode wasn't strong. I just think that the 40 minutes really hurt what they could have done with this episode. But I cared more about Joel and Ellie than everything else that was happening. And obviously they end on a cliffhanger in regards to Sam and Henry and that story. I don't know that much about it. Obviously, I didn't play the game, but it's just the fact that this was a little bit too short for my liking compared to like the beautiful episodes that we had in like 1, 2, and 3. I felt like 4 was a bit underwhelming, and it's just like the connective tissue heading into the Sam and Henry storyline, which isn't bad. You get to see Joel as a father figure to Ellie in this episode as well, where like he's overprotective, and he sets her straight and kind of like yells at her too to listen to him and to be careful and all of that. So that those fatherly instincts naturally come out towards Ellie. But Ellie's a kid, so Ellie just resorts back to like, I'm gonna try to make him laugh. And then you have those like cute moments together when they're trying to sleep that they're joking around about like diarrhea. Like the diarrhea joke was really funny, but that's how they're getting closer. And them laughing, I think laughter is a more beautiful bond between people than either like crying or anger or like gossiping. I think humor is the one thing to make that solid connection, because if you have the same humor with someone, you're going to be laughing back and forth. And it's just like, it's just genuine happiness there for a joke. And I think the humor is more important here between Joel and Ellie than anything emotional that they could have pulled out of each other from their past. And I think that that's what's really nice about this episode. The next episode, if you guys do not know, will be on Friday instead of Sunday. So don't miss that. The reason why they're moving it to Friday is because of the Super Bowl on Sunday. They got smart. Where are all the views going to be? Super Bowl Sunday. A lot of people like me don't really care about the Super Bowl. So I would probably have watched The Last of Us, but I think that that overlap would have ultimately hurt the viewership. And at least we have something to look forward to on Friday. We get the episode earlier. I personally think because the finale is the same day as the Oscars, which is March 12th, I think they should move it to the Friday as well, just so they don't have a split. And also be easier for me. And many of us here on YouTube that are, we're covering The Last of Us and we're going to cover the Oscar season. So it's a lot, but I'm going to probably give this episode of The Last of Us a 7 out of 10. Again, if it wasn't like for Joel and Ellie, I wouldn't have been that invested. I think they really carried this episode and we have something to look forward to on Friday. So let me know how you guys feel about the first 4 episodes of this season. Let me know how you feel about episode 4. And if you are buying into the Joel and Ellie relationship that they have, the father-daughter relationship that they have, please let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this review, please like and subscribe. You can always follow me over at AMX NDA Reviews on Twitter, Instagram, and Letterboxd. I'll catch you guys next time. Keep watching movies.